Hey guys, what is up? Zero here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies. So, in the last episode, we finished up Natsuki's route, and apparently I got the best ending, is what people were saying. I don't know if it was the best ending. I just know it was a good ending. I don't exactly know if it was a best ending. But it was a good one. So that means I don't really feel the need to go back and do her other endings before people ask. I'm not gonna go and deliberately pick the bad options just to see my route go fucked over. So, today, we are not starting Sayori's route just yet. As you can read from the title, we're doing Monika's extras, because I said I wanted to do that first before going down another route. So, yeah, as you may know, as we've mentioned many a times in the Blue Skies playthrough, Monika's route was cut. As I say, we know players disappointed by the exclusion of Monika, so here are the Monika scenes that unfortunately couldn't make it into the completed mod. So they do have her scenes. Her route was cut because the writer for her route, couldn't finish it, so... they couldn't really find a good replacement in time, or else they'd have to delay, I think, the entire mod again, and this mod's already been in development for so long, so it's understandable. It's understandable why just have no Monika out, but they have some extras here, so we can at least look at these as to look at what would have kind of happened if Monika had a route. So, let us proceed. Monika's first exclusive. This is her first exclusive scene. I guess that everyone already has their pre-established routines here. I'd kind of like to talk to someone, but I don't want to bother anyone either. Let me turn the music up a bit. Very low.
Cool! Looking cool, Joker!
I was turning up the music and suddenly Morgana. Thank you for the bits, Llama. And you, Anthony. It's always a bit hard to fit in with a group that's been together a while, at least when you first try to join. The difference between the levels of familiarity usually make things a bit awkward. Although, I can't complain much. These girls have been far more welcoming than they needed to be. I don't know how to make it not echo. So, the alert box is just gonna have to echo, I'm sorry. I don't know how to stop that. Plus, I sneak a peek over at Monika and Sayori, who are still talking animatedly. Sayori's chattering on, moving her arms around energetically to make some sort of point. Meanwhile, Monika looks on with a thoughtful expression. Sayori's just like, yeah, like this! Monika's like, oh yeah, I see. I catch a few snippets of their conversation. They're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. I guess the Lurch Club really doesn't have too much going for it at the moment. Then, I've always been part of the Go Home Club myself, so I can't speak much about it. I was also part of that club. It was a pretty alright club. It's really a stroke of luck that the one club I managed to join had Monika presiding over it. To be fair, she's way out of my league. But it doesn't hurt to get to hang around the second year's idol. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think anyone really knew that she was the president of the literature club, myself included. Which is kind of strange, considering how she's always been at the forefront of all her activities. I'm pretty sure that she's the captain of the girls' tennis team, and as she said yesterday, she was the president of the debate club last year. She plays tennis, I guess if you want to make Monika play any sport, I think any of them make sense. You can make her be the fucking captain of the basketball team if you wanted to, and I'd say, yeah, sure. Jeez, I just realized. President of a huge and active club as a first year? Only Monika could pull something out like that off. But then she quit the debate club for this one. I guess that she didn't publicize it on purpose to avoid anyone joining the club just to hang around her. Not a bad idea. Even though this club just barely makes the cutoff in its number of members. Each and every one of these girls is enthusiastic about literature. Quality over quantity, after all. This goes to show, Monika's truly passionate about this club. Wait, I'm one of those members now. Gotta step up my game. That is, if I had one. Speaking of games, I pull my phone out of my bag and turn it on, looking around to check if anyone's paying attention. This man's gonna play games on his phone in class. In fucking club. They're all absorbed in whatever they're doing. Good. Now I can check my game for the daily rewards. Maybe even finish a quest or two while I've got nothing to do. This man's playing a gacha game! MC is the type of man to play a gacha game. I really should be doing something literature related, but... Well, to be fair, this game is like half visual novel, half RPG. Emphasis on the novel part. That's literature enough, right? I'll just do something productive after that one quest. One tiny, simple quest. Just one. This man's gonna play like 5. Just one more archdevil to slay. Then I'll have enough skins to finish his godforsaken fetch quest and have the horns for the trapper quest down the line. Plus, I've got some demon eyes on that sense of skilling. Oh, the crafting possibilities that opens. I swear, there used to be more archdevils spawn in this area, though. Don't tell me we're hunting them to extinction or something. I'll just have to wait a bit for them to respawn, I guess. But maybe I should switch over to my main account and trade for those last skins I need on this account. Zero! I jump, then guiltily look around. A lot of time seems to have passed. Enough that Monika and Sayori have apparently finished their conversation. I really have no self-control, do I? Hey, Monika! What's up? That voice crack worked. I thought you joined this club to get into literature, not play games on your phone. Jeez, I'm not trying to be your mom, but you need some discipline. Yeah. Sorry, I just got caught up in it. It's sort of addicting. I mean, they kind of designed the game to be addicting, so... Excuses. Ah, she probably thinks I'm some kind of no-life otaku now. I was about to say, are you not? Not that she'd be wrong, but... Well, if you're not going to be doing anything constructive with your time right now, why don't you help me out? I've got a ton of work to do today, and I'd really appreciate it. Having to do work isn't too bad a payoff for getting to see Monika's irresistible smile. Besides, I'm not doing anything anyway. My game can wait. Probably. Sure thing. What do you need me to do? As I say that, I stand up and stretch, wincing as my legs tingle from pins and needles. Well, for one thing, could you hold these papers for me while I get out my laptop? I nod, and she hands me a thick sheaf of papers. Oh man, I really don't envy her position. She must have to do so much paperwork. Monika sits down in the seat next to me, pulling a sleek silver laptop out of her school bag. Huh, well, the laptops aren't allowed to be used in school buildings. Normally they aren't, but I talked to my teachers and they gave me permission to use it after I've proved that they could trust me with it. It really does make work a lot more efficient, you know? Man, you really aren't a normal high school student, are you? It's just a matter of setting a good precedent for yourself in the teacher's eyes. Anyway, you're not one to talk. You're not allowed to use cell phones in school buildings either. I mean, can you say that a rule's broken when there's no one around to enforce the rules? That doesn't even make sense. You know, like the tree falling down where no one's around to hear it thing. Monika gives a stern expression at first, but it quickly breaks down with a giggle. It's no wonder you never got into literature, Zero. The amount of time you spend playing around. Hey, I do some work. Sometimes. He said do. You know what they say, always hire lazy people, because they'll finish what they have to do in the quickest and most efficient way possible. Something like that. You see, that's why you don't get these privileges. You have to work hard to earn the things you want. A sigh escapes from her lips as she powers on her laptop. I'll have to admit, working hard isn't all that fun, though. Don't you ever do random fun things in your free time? Like any hobbies? Besides tennis, I mean. A hint of a blush slowly develops on her face. Like what? Sorry, I forget that you probably don't have a lot of downtime. But yeah, things like playing video games, watching shows, drawing. Oh, reading too. Anything that acts as a stress relief. I mean, I'd have to say reading and writing then, given that I'm leading the school's literature club. And playing the piano as well. Well, those hobbies are pretty fitting for a top student. I sneak a peek at Monika's laptop screen once she's logged in. The background looks like a default one, with swirls of gentle blues and greens filling the screen. There aren't many icons, just the typical internet and productivity ones. There's a single folder labeled School, breaking up the default icons. Nice to say, our desktop is exceedingly sparse. You don't use your laptop much, huh?
Not really. Mostly just for schoolwork and things like that.
I'm basically the total opposite. I spend hours surfing the internet. An almost wistful expression appears on her face.
You don't have much going on for you, do you?
In terms of schoolwork and clubs and stuff? I guess not. Which is another reason why I'm glad that I'm in the literature club now. It stopped me from just whiling the days away. Or willing the days away. It gives me a purpose.
I'm really glad for that, Zero.
Too bad you spent that purpose on your phone. I was like, yeah, so much for purpose. A gentle smile just melts my heart.
To think that my efforts could be such a good influence. Not that I'm trying to go on an ego trip or anything, of course. It's just nice to see benefits of my work.
Don't worry, I get what you're saying. But you can't just work all day, you know. That much stress could start impacting your health.
That's true.
Sighs again, heavier sigh just radiates exhaustion.
But what am I supposed to do? I can't help if there's a lot going on.
Well, let's just take it one step at a time. Starting now. You can take a break right now. After all, it's club allocated time anyway. Come on. You're supposed to be doing club activities, not work.
Well...
Gives me a doubtful look and plays with the ends of a strand of hair.
Alright, I guess you're right. What do you want to do then?
Even though she's supposed to be taking a break now, Monika looks pretty miserable at the thought of not working. Is she really that much of a workaholic? Hopefully I could cheer her up. Your laptop's from a pretty good brand, but I'm guessing you never played games on it.
That's right.
Are there any types of games you like playing?
I'm not really into games.
Well, what's the last game you played?
I've never played any video games before.
Well, I guess this Monika is a little different then from default Monika. All right, that's fair. It's fair. I guess this Monika's a little different. I don't remember exactly, but I remember like base game Monika being a bit competitive. So I feel like her playing a game would make sense. So I guess this Monika's slightly different. This Monika's more of the. This is more. I think what they did was they took more. Because that's one thing I was about to say too, I was about to notice about this, is they're definitely going with a Monika who's a workaholic, which is an interesting take, honestly. It's something that makes sense. Because that was one thing I was kind of thinking. I was like, he's teaching Monika how to take a break, and I'm like, I feel like Monika would know how to take a break. If anything, I feel like Monika would be, like, mentoring you, telling you should take a break, and that breaks are good. Like, I feel like Monika would already know this, but I guess for the sake of this story, they're trying to go with the idea that, like, Monika's more of a workaholic, so she never really relaxes. So it's like, oh, okay. It's like, I'm fine with things straying a bit from the character as long as it can work with the character, which this does, honestly. It makes sense. If you want to go with a workaholic Monika, it can make sense. So yeah, it's interesting.
I've never played any video games before.
What? Huh? Really?
You think I'd lie about it?
Ah, crap. She's kind of annoyed now. Sorry, it's just a video game's such a huge part of my life that it's kind of a shocker to realize it's not part of everyone's life. Monika sighs yet again. How many times am I going to make her sigh today? But you've never played any type of video game before in your life? No arcade games or virtual pets even?
I'm afraid not. I just never really have the time to get into them. My parents are kind of strict too, so...
Ah, so they also have the strict parents thing. All right, that's also an interesting take. Because Monika's parents are never confirmed for what they are. So yeah, also an interesting take. So that supports their thing. That's what I like. That's what I'm saying. I'm fine if you change a character as long as there's things in the story that supports that, like that makes sense of it. So it's like Monika's never played video games before. So it's like, oh, okay. So why has she never played video games? Well, her parents are kind of strict. So her parents being strict kind of supports the fact that she would never have played video games. That makes sense. I like that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I like in mods. If you change up their personalities a bit, at least explain as to why it's like this. Also, I said change it up a bit. Don't make... I feel like if you start doing too drastic of a character change, then the character just doesn't feel like the character anymore, and it's just like, what's the point? I guess the writing of Blue Sky is much better in every route. Yeah, this is... Yeah, I guess so. I guess the Natsuki early is the weakest one. I did talk to Swampert about it. He did say the Natsuki route was kind of the weakest route. Well, it was kind of one of the weaker routes. I always had a headcanon she has strict parents. I could see two headcanons. I see the strict parent, I see the strict headcanon, but a part of me also can see like a just she has like very just normal parents who are proud of her accomplishments, and Monika could just be trying really hard in school because she wants to be fulfilled, you know, and she thinks that it's really important, and maybe just her parents just really support her on that. That's what I've always felt as well. I feel like both of those headcanons are something that I can definitely see working. Either she has really strict parents, or just Monika does it because she wants to feel fulfilled. Or it's because, you know, like, she wants to do it. Yeah, but like I said, I can see both. I've never had to completely introduce anyone to the world of video games before. The prospect of doing so is exciting, yet frightening. Well, I'm sure that there are a lot that would suit you. There's a ton of reading intensive and story-driven games out there. There are probably even poetry-related ones, too. Monika raises an eyebrow, giving me a skeptical look. Look, hand over your laptop and I'll show you. Don't worry, I won't wreck it or anything, I promise. After a slight hesitation, she allows me to take over her laptop. Alright, what to start with? In the end, I settled on downloading an Otome game for her. I haven't played many of these, considering that they're basically dating sims geared towards women. But Monika might get a kick out of it. I don't think she's going to. It's a fairly silly one, too, where instead of guys, you date cats. Who's this for? My friend Lena? Like, what? Not even anthropomorphic cats, just regular old cats. So it really is a dating visual novel for Lena. I need to... We have to find it. I load up the game and watch Monika's expression change to one of the bewilderment as a glittery lavender title screen featuring photos of cats fill the laptop's display. A gentle, thinking melody sounds from the laptop speaker.
Neko-full boyfriend?
Oh, it's a pun on Hyoteful Boyfriend. So instead of them all just being birds, they're all cats. Okay. So sadly, this visual novel probably doesn't exist. Sad. I grin at her and begin the game.
What'd I just get myself into?
Something extremely fun and life-changing, obviously. As we read through the opening dialogue, I notice Monika's expression slowly relaxing. A sparkle appears in her eyes as the comedy and absurdity of the game starts to get to her. She starts chuckling at some lines, although I can tell that she's just trying to suppress it. As we continue, I realize that she's nearly leaning out of her seat to look at the laptop on my desk. Here, let's move our desks together so it's easier for you to see.
Ah, good idea.
I slide my desk up to Monika's and move the laptop so that's between the two of us. Oh, this is a work in progress, sorry. Oh, but it's cute though. Even though it's a work in progress, it's still cute. I'll say it's still pretty good for so far for what it was. By the way, I've played through this game already, so you can progress the text yourself now. Besides, you probably read way faster than I do. Probably read way faster than I do.
Thanks, Zero. That's pretty thoughtful of you.
Now that we're sitting so close together, we're practically pressed up against each other. Can't help but think about how warm she feels against me. Taking a peek at her face, it doesn't seem like she's realized the situation we're in. Or maybe she's just used to it. After all, it wouldn't be surprising she had a lot of experience with love. In fact, there are plenty of guys who would kill to be in my position right now. So maybe this is totally normal for her. Come to think of it, this might be totally normal in general. Maybe I've just been isolating myself from everyone so much so that I've been missing out on regular high school life. I really don't want to end up handholdless and kissless high school graduate. End up a handholdless and kissless high school graduate. Thank you for the sub, YOLO Star 619. I appreciate it. But is it really possible that someone could like me in that way? Well, I should probably just focus on that on the here and now instead of thinking about depressing things like that. At any rate, Monika's doing that right now. She's completely absorbed in the game.
What is this choice? How am I supposed to choose between Yuta and Sakataro?
I'm really glad she's enjoying this. I don't know what I would have done if she ended up hating all video games. Just goes to show, seemingly perfect students are people too.
Can you share your screen for me, please?
Oh, I forgot I wasn't actually doing that, because you haven't been here in so long, you've just been in chat.
Yeah, I had to do dishes.
You know, when you suggested that we play games together, I didn't expect you to show me a weird dating thing.
Weird dating thing. Hey, I thought that a visual novel would be a good way for you to dip your toes into the waters of gaming. It's funny too, and I figured that the humor could help with your stress.
Well, you figured correctly, because this is actually really funny.
Anyway, more importantly, who's already going after? Like, who do you want to romance?
They're not real people, so it's kind of hard to say.
Just pretend that they're real people.
Well, I think that I'd have to pick Kazuchi. He's really kind-hearted, and it seems he's the type to listen without holding any judgments. He's gentle, yet strong and reliable, so you get a feeling of comfort from him. Not to mention, he's really smart, too.
You keep crunching over there. What you doing over there?
I'm literally trying to, like, move my sensitivity, make it stop.
You can just mute. You can just mute while you eat. Because I don't think you're not gonna be able to sensitivity from your crunching if you're eating something loud. Like, you're just gonna injure yourself. You're better off just keeping sensitivity and just, like, muting, and then when you have to talk, just unmute. Use the old push to talk. I'm guessing that's your type then? Oh, so I'm guessing that's your type then. Monika's cheeks faintly redden at my words.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Either way, you have good taste. This route is pretty interesting.
Hey, don't you spoil anything.
Alright. Just watch out for all the flags then.
Flags?
Yep, there are events and lines of dialogue that have heavy foreshadowing. For instance, if Kazuchi told you something like, "You'll never leave me, will you?" that might be a death flag. Or at least something will probably happen in the future to separate the two of you.
I see. You'll never leave me, will you, Zero?
Huh?
You better watch out for your impending doom now.
That's not a line I never expected to come out of Monika's mouth. That's not how it works. Anyway, the death flag pops up for the person who says the line, not for the player, or me, I guess.
My bad, then. That line was really too cheesy, though. I could barely keep a straight face while saying it.
To be honest, I wouldn't mind if Monika said that kind of thing to me more, though. Not a romantic type, then.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Trying to be the mysterious type, then, huh?
Hey, I'm not a visual novel character, alright?
Yeah, of course she's not!
You can't just box a person into an archetype.
Definitely not.
Well, at least with you, yeah, you're kind of right about that one. Even though you are a visual novel character, you're still right about that. At least you. The other three, yeah. You, yeah, no. It's kind of hard. Because everyone's like, Monika's a yandere. And it's like, she's really not. It's like she's the only one who can't be boxed into an archetype. So you say.
Let's just focus on the game again. Sorry, Zero. I totally lost track of the time. We should actually get back to sharing poems now.
That's alright. I forgot about the time as well. I guess it's a mark of how engrossing the game is.
The conversation wasn't that bad either.
Glad that my route isn't too boring. Honestly though, I'm really happy that you like the game.
Thanks for showing it to me. I I needed a laugh, and a silly game like that was just perfect. I like to think that I have a good sense of humor, and its writing hit the nail on its head.
Does that mean that I have a good taste then?
Maybe.
Well, shall we get going? Monika nods, but then pauses a little.
Hey, Zero. Sorry that I was a bit short with you before. If I seem irritable sometimes, just know that's not anyone's fault. It's just easy to get stressed with all the responsibilities I have to deal with.
That's fine, really. Everyone has their off days.
Well, thanks. Okay, everyone. Let's all share our poems while we still have some time left.
I haven't thought about it until now, but Monika's kind of reserved, isn't she? She's definitely not shy, but I think that she puts a lot of effort in maintaining a certain image. I get the feeling that would be hard to get to know her true self. Well, that was nice. That was also really longer than I thought it was going to be. I was like, all right, I guess we could just fit all 3 of these into one part. Don't think that's happening. I think they're all, if they're all as long as that, they might have to all get their own part. Like, geez.
That was really good. I like the CG. I kind of want the artist to finish it.
Yeah. I think my only gripe with it was that it felt kind of weird that Monika was like, oh, you're not doing any literature-based activities. And then they spend almost the entire time playing a game on the laptop.
Like, she's mad about it, and then he ends up, like, doing it with
Yeah, I
her.
was like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like, I feel like Monika would say no to playing a game and be like, we can play a game. Like, I feel like that scene is really good. It makes a lot of sense. But I feel like it would work, like, if Monika was, like, doing work somewhere else, like if it was during lunchtime, and then he's like, why are you doing work right now? It's lunch, you know, this is when you're supposed to relax. Like, if it was during, like, that or something, that would make sense. But it felt kind of weird that Monika got on MC for not doing anything literature-based, and then they played games.
I feel like she wouldn't get mad at him. She just, like, tease him, like, you know, you shouldn't
Well, no,
be doing that.
I feel like she'd tease him, but she would also tell him to stop, obviously. That one made sense. And then obviously saying, like, could you help me with something? Yeah, sure. But I feel like I said, I feel like she would transition into an actual literature-based activity. Like, I feel like that scene would have worked way better if, like, he found her, like, doing work and studying while it was lunchtime or something, and he's like, what are you doing? Or, like if it was, like, during a time where really you couldn't do anything. Like, we were supposed to relax. But yeah, but that's small, it's a semi-mini gripe. But that's the only really thing. It was still a nice little scene. But we're gonna have to stop it for today. But so yeah, that's pretty good. I guess next time we will tackle the other 2. We'll do Monika's second exclusive and then Monika's Sunday scene. That one's probably gonna be long. If it's a Sunday scene, I'm assuming. So wait, they say Sunday scene. Do they mean the entire day? Or do they mean, like, a CG scene?
I don't know.
I feel like they mean the entire day. But yeah, this is it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to download this yourself, link will be in the description below. And yeah, this has been Zero. Peace.
I'm a chef.